What's going on, everybody? Filming a video outside my studio today because I was reading some comments and responding to some comments here on YouTube, and I read a comment that I get a lot, talking about reaction videos. And while I don't necessarily do reaction videos anymore, I still feel kind of passionately about this take on it. So before we get into this, again, I'm at my studio, kind of a little out of commission at the moment. Hopefully, you can see that I'm not using the forward-facing camera. I essentially dropped a kitchen blade on my foot and sliced a tendon. So I'm out of commission for the next couple of weeks, but I'm still, getting some work done. So I want to talk about reaction videos in the sense that I get comments a lot. I have a video out there essentially saying how to avoid copyright claims in reaction videos, fair use. And I get two types of comments. One, people be like, "This is the best video ever. Thank you so much for your help. I've like really been trying to figure this out." And the other type of comment being like, "What is wrong with you? You're a parasite stealing from other people." And again, well, I don't necessarily do reaction videos anymore because the only reason I stopped is because I was getting too known as a reaction artist instead of as a musician artist. And I want to be known as a musician rather than an reaction person. But I want to address the concept of just the idea of it being a parasite, and I find that so interesting, um especially as a viewer, because to be honest, as a musician, I would be honored for the day. In fact, actually, there have been a couple people here and there that have actually made reactions to my music, and I find it a tremendous honor that as somebody that creates something, somebody else would take the time out of their day where they could be doing anything else to create a video to talk about my music, or whatever the case is. And hold on, this is getting heavy. Okay, there we go. And I just find that so interesting that so often people are like, "Oh, you're a parasite for using other people's stuff as a platform," and I just find that so interesting because also as a musician, I find it to be such a like free promotion, in the sense that like somebody is taking and using their platform, whether it be one subscriber or 100,000 subscribers, and sharing my music with all those people and talking about it and giving their opinion, whether they like it or not. And I don't know, to be honest, how it's any different, except being in video form, than any sort of critic ever created. In the sense of like the critics that critiqued Shakespeare in whatever, I don't know, the newspaper. It wasn't even a newspaper back then, but like the playhouses in London 500 years ago, they were critics, food critics, people that would go around trying restaurants and giving their opinion. Their whole salary is based on the fact of trying other people's stuff. They're not making anything. They're not going out and creating the food. They're trying other people's food and using other people's food as the platform for their talk. And I just find that interesting because I think that part of the reason that reaction videos do so well are because I've heard this as an opinion. Because to be honest, I didn't totally even understand reaction videos. I'm like, why are people even watching my reaction? And mine were a little different because they were informative in the sense that I would explain what was going on in the music. But some people, like, it's just talking about that, like, say, wow, I really like that. Wow, it was really cool. Wow, I don't like that. And I think that we as society like to be, we want inclusion and we want to feel like we're heard. And I think that reaction videos make us feel that way. They make us feel like, wow, somebody agrees with my opinions, and I'm not alone in my opinions. Or I've also heard this. I thought this was kind of cool. The concept when you share, the feeling you get when you get to share your favorite band with a friend, and they're like, "Wow, this is really cool," is the same kind of concept of when you send a recommendation to somebody and they're on YouTube, and then they check out the band, and they're like, "Wow, this is cool." It's like, yeah, I showed them that. Like, you get to feel what I feel for that band now. So I just found that really interesting. Also, to some degree, the news. Let's talk about the news really quick. So much what the news is just recycled content from other people that submit it. And I just find that really interesting too, is you're watching, the news didn't necessarily often go out and get that footage. They got it from somebody that submitted. They're recycling footage, or America's Funniest Videos, or like shows like Ellen and stuff like that. Like, I just find it really interesting that it's all often recycled content, and people have no problem with that. But because it's reactions on YouTube, it's just people think of it differently. So all that being said, now, is a music reaction video any different than a reaction video talking about somebody, jokes, doing jokes, or comedy or movies? I think that if you see it through the lens of wanting to experience a content with other people, it can be seen as different than theft. you know, I don't know. That's personally how I see it. Now, what I do find a little like I feel like reaction videos are different than people that just take a musician's songs and repost it on their page. Like if I just made a playlist, but then to some degree, like I don't know if I hate it either. If Ed Sheeran releases an album and there's nowhere to actually hear the album straight through, I mean, is it? I guess it is technically still pirating if somebody takes and puts it on their their channel as a full album, but it's still a huge honor that people would still take the time, regardless of the fact of whether it's stealing or not. Like I do understand that, I totally get that, but I just do find it interesting. Like people are taking time out of their day because they want to help share your music and get it out there, and it's all about perspective. And I just want to share that. I thought that was really interesting. Like, because I get a lot of comments, a lot of hate comments, be like, "What's wrong with you for you encouraging people to steal music? You're the parasite of YouTube and all this stuff. It's crazy." Um, I don't know. So I just wanted to share that. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think down below.